This is Live with Mama Coco. Running a little bit late, but late is good. I am Mama Coco, and my name is Cora Pantin. I'm getting an echo in my head a little bit. I'm used to these headsets, but happy to be here. And I want to give God thanks and praise for this evening. I want to thank each and everyone for joining us, because we have a solid, great panel. Yes, we will be speaking some politics tonight. Yes, we have with us a politician, Mr. Anthony DeFour. Welcome, Anthony DeFour. Welcome to Mama Coco Life and Style.
Yes, Mama. Thank you so much for having me again.
Yes, it's
wonderful.
My pleasure.
I'm honored, most definitely.
Yes, I'm beside myself. I'm beside myself having you, one of my favorites. You know, one of the people that I really depend on to hear what's happening.
I'm honored. I'm honored to know that. I'm really honored to know that. And I mean, I'm happy to have a platform like such as yours to be able to give a perspective from my point of view, as well as from the people on the ground, really, because that is who we all here for, is the people on the ground.
The people on the ground.
That's right.
We are people. Yes,
correct.
We are people
correct.
for the people. Yes. And our other guests coming up, we have Brother Keino. Yes. Brother Keino Baird. Yes.
Good night.
Good night, Keino. Give us a smile. We know you're not above the weather.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather.
Yes.
Today.
But you still find joy and happiness to put that aside and be present at and on Mama Coco's show. Yeah?
Yes, I'm happy to be here as always.
Yes, nice to have you and the audience waiting to hear from you. And they're also waiting to hear from our only woman on the panel, Miss Lue-Ann. Oh, we have two ladies on the panel. Yes, we have Lue-Ann. Yes, Lue-Ann Melville. Welcome to the show. She's a returning guest. She lives in England. You are muted, I think. Yes, and without any further delay, we have Miss Nickocy Phillips. Let's welcome our girl. Let's welcome her. Hey, Nickocy. Ambassador Phillips, all the way from Tobago. Yes. Nickocy, turn and watch the camera tonight. We want to see you, hon. Some things are happening. I'm not hearing Lue-Ann neither.
Hi, Ambassador. How are you doing? I feel the better.
Hi, Ambassador. How are you today? So let us all
I'm
take
focused.
care.
I'm ready.
Yes. Welcome to Mama Coco show tonight. This panel is going to take us places, and this panel.
You hear me? Testing. I'm here. Testing. Hear me?
Yes, I'm now hearing you.
Hi. I am fine. I'm glad to be a part of this well-esteemed panel, and I'm ready.
Lue-Ann, you have to unmute yourself. You are mute. Do you know how to unmute this camera? Hello, Lue-Ann. We're not hearing Lue-Ann. But anyway, Almighty and most merciful Father, in this thy mercy day, we come to you. We come to you with discipline as Trinbagonians, all on this show. Discipline, tolerance, for production. Father, have mercy upon us as we embark on this live this evening. You say where 2 or 3 are gathered, you are in the midst to bless. Tonight we need blessing. We need blessing, blessed Father. Father, grant it unto us according to our faith and on our willingness. Yes, and according to our willingness. Brothers and sisters, sometimes it doesn't be easy to get the show going because we always know that where the Spirit of the Lord is, we should have liberty. But the evil one and evil forces always believe because it is the will of God, they can look to chime in to change the dynamics of our shows. So peace this evening, and may God have mercy on us. Amen.
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 Lue-Ann, can you hear me? I don't think, is she hearing me? She's not responding. Lue-Ann, is your mic muted? I know, but it's annoying. Not when she's ready. I want to know that she's hearing me. Is she hearing me? So without further ado, we condemn this situation that looking to rise up to create create a silly moment, and we ask God to take control. Lue-Ann, Keino, Ambassador Phillips, and Mr. DeFour, welcome back to Live with Mama Coco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
one else, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, to keep me going, I have to be energized by my guests because I am here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, because I am here for you, and I bring you so that the people can hear from you and of you. So peace this evening as we go on to this, our first question. How have you all been since your last appearance on Live with Mama Coco? Lue-Ann, we take you first.
Well, it has been an incredible journey. I am very happy to say that, you know, gracing your stage on that night, you know, I got connected to lots of people across the diaspora, and it was a very educational and inspiring evening, and I was really happy to know that, you know, whatever was disseminated on the program, we were able to actually, you know, touch some lives, particularly those people who were struggling with health challenges in Tobago.
Hallelujah. Well, that's awesome. I am also excited because of that, and because of you, and because of what you did before and what you're going to do tonight. Lue-Ann, you are on another show on Sunday. You are back with the panel of nurses from London. Your sister, there you will be with Stephanie Thomas again. You will be with your cousin Mary. Yes, and then you will be with one of your new cousins now, Avanel Hazel, Keithlin. Oh, yes. So are we in for a good time with Joan Phillips pair? I'm not going to leave Joan out. Joan is also here on Sunday. Yes. So how have you all been? We're going to take Mr. Keino Baird.
Okay, so since my last appearance, I think I was on about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
I have been just pretty much doing work. A lot of that revolves around curriculum development and professional learning for teachers. I have been also been teaching kids a lot of about coding in Trinidad. So I've been spending at least 2 hours a day doing that consistently, maybe every other day or so on. And just really looking at just being able to teach coding from a really interdisciplinary way while developing curriculum and so on. But right now I'm just battling a cold, not COVID, a cold.
Oh, yes, cold.
I feel the flu snuck up on me recently. I think it's just with the whole weather changes and everything like that, typical for this time of the year. But pretty much been in the world where teaching and learning is what I do.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I've also seen you being very active on Facebook, doing a lot of stuff, and I am glad that you are out there doing what you can do best. Yes. So here we have our ambassador. Yes. Tell us, how was it for you? And how is it for you since your last appearance on Live with Mama Coco? I know you ran for election and you came after that. Yes, but tell us. Yes. Nickocy Phillips.
Hi, good night. A pleasant good night to the panel and pleasant good night to all the viewers.
Yes.
Well, so far it has been great. It has been good. Well, so far it has been good. The support has been pouring on, not only from the local community, but it has been coming from different NGOs. Just 2 days ago, on the 16th, I was invited by the ambassador to Pakistan, the youth ambassador, and the Minister of Social Development at the Pakistan. I was invited to speak on the panel of the 13th anniversary of the rural women for around Pakistan and around the world. I was a panel I was invited as a guest panel to speak about sexual abuse and how the COVID treated towards the women and young girls in Trinidad and Tobago. And I touched on a lot of number of topics in terms of sexual abuse and a lot of stuff. So you will see a lot more. It was on Al Jazeera News, CNN, and it's going to be on Pakistan News. And the video will come out soon. I'll be on TTT to talk more about it. Well, right now I'm on holidays. I am in Trinidad enjoying my holidays. I I got a nail joke. Then from the nail joke, I got a panic attack on my birthday. So the doctor, when I went to the doctor and started looking up, they said, listen, your body is like 30%, you're going down. So what I've been doing is working. Since 2007, I've been going. I've been working, and not seeing about myself, trying to help people and not taking care of myself. So they sent me an immediate 2 weeks rest, but I got an extra week added. So I'm on holidays. I'm enjoying it now in Trinidad, and I'm having a blast, and I'm on Mama Coco, so that's even extra special. So I'm glad to be here tonight.
Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy for that exposure that you're having there with with that panel, with the panel that you were on from Pakistan. Yes, yes. I am so happy and proud of you. Yes, yes.
No problem at all. Not a problem at all. Thank you so much.
And I wish you success on all your endeavors, especially those that you're going after on behalf of the abuse of women. Yes. And this is such a heavy situation that more people should be talking about. Yes. And I'm so glad that you are part of such endeavor. Yes. Welcome.
Not a problem.
Welcome.
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Well, we leave the best for last, yeah? This is our main politician here tonight. Yeah. This is our Wednesday man. This is our Wednesday man. You know, Wednesday is politics. So this is the man for the hour, Mr. Anthony DeFour. How was it?
Thank you, Mama. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here with your panel and everything.
Yes.
A lot has happened since I've last been on your show. I mean, as you know, I was taking a step into the political ring. Unfortunately, I ran into some administrative issues on the day for nomination, I have to say. And unfortunately, I'm not too sure if it's too unfortunate now, because I feel like the Lord was looking down on me and giving a sign, as far as it made no sense for me to be going up at that point in time. Only because I remember you and I, Mama, we spoke on a few occasions, and you know, I remember mentioning to you on several occasions that Trinidad and Tobagonians are not ready. They're not ready to accept the level of change. And I believe the issue towards that is because our champion has not presented him or themselves to the population as of yet. You have a lot of talking heads, a lot of people saying a lot of things that sounds nice to the ear. But the fact is that it has not been enough to bring the people of Trinidad and Tobago together to identify themselves as Trinidad and Tobagonians, full stop, and forget about the Indo-Trini and the Afro-Trini and who is Syrian and who is Chinese and all of this madness, who have money from who have money, education and all of that. So it was an eye-opener for me, and it was also, I have to call it my university period in the world of politics. And it gave me a personal insight now to go back to the drawing boards, basically, and rewrite what it is we are really aiming to gain for the people. And for people like myself and others, other NGOs and other bodies, even other political parties for that matter, we have to come to a realization that we can't be at each other's throats. We can't give a negative light onto anyone else. We have to show a level of unity across board, and for us to find a medium ground that we all can accept and approve of in moving the country forward and convincing the population that we are here for real change. Again, we have not proven it to the people, and is why they have spoken. Great as the PNM, they are in power right now. They are the government of the day. And even though a lot of PNMites had mentioned before that they were very dissatisfied with the administration's tenure of the last 5 years, as you can see, they still voted for them because they had no other choice. There was no real choice that was convincing enough for the population of the people that don't vote, as well as the people who vote on both sides of the yellow and red. So again, we have a lot of work ahead of us. And again, it's about finding the right people to come together and to present themselves to the public, present themselves to the nation with foolproof ideas and a vision to take the country forward, to bring real betterment to the people, real betterment that a man could the next day could touch, feel, taste, experience, and know for fact that this individual or these group of people is seeking the interests of everyone across the board. And we can have that. It's not impossible. But anyway, I now start. We now start.
Yes,
Mama.
you now start. But first, before we move on, I want to ask, because we have a main, another main, I should use the word, another main politician on this panel here. And she contested the election. So do you have anything to say, Ambassador Phillips? I don't think her Wi-Fi is fine. So we will take that question. Okay, I was told to wait.
In regards to what is the question?
In regards to Mr. DeFour, with what he said there, do you have anything to add? Seeing that you contested the election there in Tobago.
Am I hearing the question? I didn't hear the question. Sorry about that.
But it wasn't really a question, but it was more of an opinion as to the experience that I personally had and what is the chatter on the ground as far as.
Okay, well, we will move to Mr. Keino Baird. Keino, do you have anything to add or subtract to what Mr. Anthony DeFour said?
Not specifically to what he said, but I think going forward, I think we need to really begin. When people start saying things about real change, we need to really understand what that actually. We need to understand what that actually means. You know, real change is. Every political party says real change. We need to know what exactly are you going to be doing. You know, and I think what our politics as overall needs to mature and evolve beyond the cliches of what real change is and come down to definite policy things that we're going to do. We want you to fix this system. This is a system that we want you to fix. Because when people say real change, people really don't know what that means. You know, is that an individual change? Is that a collective change? So I think we need to really be very specific about what we're speaking about and not just being general. We have to be clear to what we're speaking about, have a measurable objective, what we want to achieve. This is what we want to accomplish. This is how we're going to get it done.
Very well said. Very well said.
Very well said. Yes.
Yes.
So Mr. Mr. DeFour, you heard from Keino. We would like to hear from Lue-Ann and Nickocy concerning what you said.
I think I agree with Mr. DeFour. I think, you know, people are really fed up. You know, for the past years that, you know, the government has made, change is a word that's used quite loosely. And I think, you know, the people, you know, as you said, how can we measure those changes? You know, change is not about, you know, putting up buildings and, you know, building schools. It runs deeper than that. And I think when the people, as Mr. DeFour says, you know, when you've got a party and you're asking people to make changes to the political system, whoever's going to be representing those parties need to convince the people the policies that we've put in place. This is our manifesto. Have we, you know, as a political party, you know, looked at that manifesto when we all campaigning, you know, and as soon as the campaign finishes, it seems to be put on the back burner. And then, you know, another 5 years comes and then they start campaigning again. And then there's a new political manifesto, but nobody has outcome what the, you know, previous
manifesto,
you know, promises has been made on those manifestos. So then
like Mr. Keino had said before, a time frame for deliverables, at least giving an idea as to what exactly are you gaining as a citizen, at what level, whether it be a social one, whether it be a infrastructure, or where is it on the line that actually indicates that I, as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, is gaining a level of betterment, as well as my family, friends, and everybody across the board. And again, it boils down to an actual collective, and a missing element I also believe that we are missing in the scope of politics is the younger minds, because we have to remember that Mama Coco and myself and maybe one or two others, which are you guys look pretty young.
Pretty young.
My point is that in our time we did not have the accessibility to all the level of information that the young people today have to their access and their fingertips. So with that fact in mind, it means to say that the young minds are being influenced and developed at a much younger age. They are becoming much more mentally independent at a much younger age. And it means to say that us as adults, how are we able to influence them, one, as well as incorporate them into plans that are really geared for their benefit later on in the future? So it's only fair to say that they should have some input as to
Yes.
what policies and what protocols and systems we're trying to develop for the future of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, because again, take the floor, everyone.
You can't, as a matter of fact, they can't just start to talk about education. At what level?
Correct.
These young people, their educational background, because of their willingness to go on the internet, go Google, find the information. And if you claiming that you are in education and you doing educational things for progress, they will know whether or not
Listen,
it's
Mama,
progressive. They will know whether or not they are being just brainstormed.
Very true. And I will tell you this, I don't want to take, I know we're on a time constraint here, but it is amazing to me to see a country that's supposed to have scholars and people so educated that our education system is at the level of where it's at, especially having the infrastructure that it presently has. And I'm not seeing it giving the young people, especially for the future of Trinidad and Tobago's minds, the tools that they really, really need, the techniques, and the new learning curves that's available globally. We have many countries within many education systems that we can see were successes or are successes the present day. And how are we not able to take certain models, pieces, fabricate it and mold it for our own country, our own demographics, our own culture here in Trinidad and Tobago? I've always said, you know, I propose on many occasions, we are supposed to start from kindergarten age, because you know, redeveloping the way that we teach our students, how they learn, and again, the tools used in order for them to learn. And the point is that we have no mechanisms in place to identify a child's at kindergarten level natural ability, whether they are sportsmanship, whether they are artistic, whether they are intellectual, or what have you. And being able to put them in a direction, not saying that they're not going to be exposed to any other field or any other
That's right,
subject,
but put them in the right direction.
This is the point, because we are now developing a natural inspired a gift by our young people, and everyone has some special gift. It's just for us to really be able to identify what is that. You know what I mean? So again, our education has to start from the ground up, from the lowest level, go all the way up to tertiary and beyond. And again, in my mind, we should not be in a position of always following what everyone else is doing out there. We are unique as a country on planet Earth, and we are fortunate to have such a multicultural place, not just in race, but also in religion and every other aspect of our existence as a nation. So these factors gives us a special, a very, very special position in which we can be the actual, I would say, the shining light to the world, the example as per se, to show other countries exactly how we can, one, live together, have everything incorporated, bring in a betterment and developing new learning curves. And again, we are just lazy, and people, again, in leadership positions, are just there warming seats and being talking heads. No one is willing to take the real risk and taking the real responsibility in bringing who needs to come together and biting your tongue, because it's not the betterment of us as an individual, it's the betterment of the whole as a nation. And we are supposed to be in 2020 in a much better position as a nation on the global stage, far less on the localized one. So that's my 2 cents for the hour.
Yes. Very informative. But you know, we have to move on, because we have a lot of good questions that the people out there need answers for. I am telling you, they didn't complain to me, but I'm a citizen and I'm part of this global community. Yes, with my past experience and what I'm seeing right now and what I believe should happen for the future. So we're going to get back to Ambassador Nickocy. But Keino, can you read this other question? Because we're going to dive right into this. We're not hearing Keino.
What are your 3 biggest takeaways from the recent reading of Trinidad and Tobago's budget and the ensuing parliamentary debates?
We're gonna go with the
What are your
ambassador
three
first.
biggest takeaways from
Are
the
you
recent
looking at
budget
the camera?
and the ensuing parliamentary debate?
Yes, Keino. Great question there, but we are trying to get the attention to
I think her screen is frozen.
it's frozen, but can I miss Nickocy, can you take off all other equipment of technology? Take them off so you can get a better feed, I believe. And until she comes back, we're gonna take that same question to Keino. So Keino Baird.
So from my biggest takeaways, so in Mama Coco, I listened to a few key speeches of the budget, but in all reality, I have not been paying attention over the last 2 weeks in regards to the ensuing parliamentary debate. On maybe I think a day last week, I went back and saw a few speeches from a few of the ministers, a few of the opposition leaders, but every year it's the same thing. And we pretty much know what we got this year is probably what we got, some version of what we got over the last 5 years. So I've been really more focused on just looking at larger scale problems. And I just want to jump back specifically in regards to what Mr. DeFour was mentioning earlier, when he was specifically speaking to our educational system, because that's what I've been paying attention to, in regards to how children are now learning digitally, and me just doing some pro bono work with students down there, teaching them how to code. And from one of the things that the Minister of Public Utilities, who's responsible for things like water, and sometimes I tend to go down into a rabbit hole, even with my own learning. And I decided to begin to say, well, if I was to teach about water, if I was supposed to maybe teach children about water and water resources, tie it into technology, tie it into digital learning, where would I begin? And I connected that to a project that I was working on as a data scientist, just out of creating models and building models and working on various scenarios, just with data and just looking at the issue of water. And I'm going to just read something quickly that I wrote to just show you how I can take a particular issue and how we're supposed to be learning. Because I think as a nation, one of the things that we need to do, and especially as a nation that is really digitally connected, but not really doing digital citizenship in the right way. One of the things that from that experience, what I learned about in that experience was everything was digital. Hi, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. But
everything.
I'm hearing you, but we're gonna try to keep the live on this trajectory, because then we are going to be back. This panel is going to be back. But because of the budget and the contrary acts of the budget, that they did not go on any platform for the election and get the people ready for this crazy maniacal budget that they.
But we knew that was coming.
No, you knew it. The main people that the budget is affecting now
It's the people.
is the people that we are talking about tonight. People are affected because of the sales of the oil company, because of all kind of crazy madness that no one spoke about. Because I know if the People's National Movement did speak anything about this crazy budget that they inflicting the people of Trinidad with right now,
Never win.
they would have never win.
Yeah, I had a conversation with my niece today. I was having a conversation with my niece, and she has just finished A-levels. And, you know, we had this same conversation, and it was actually, you know, we were talking about the election being, the 11th of August, and none of these plans were part of their manifesto. And we were having the same conversation, and she was actually saying, you know, I know for a fact, I think I'm 100% sure that if this was put before the people, then the People's National Movement would not have been where they are today, because the people would not have accepted. You know, it's like, you know, they've just been dumped with all these decisions, and, you know, we're there for the people, and they have got no say as to, you know, the decisions that are being made, and these decisions that are wholly affecting the country, particularly the young and the elderly.
The elderly.
And of course, you know, lots of people who are in poverty. And I think, you know, the government has risen so far beyond the concepts of the people that they need to go back to the grassroots, you know, and talk to the people, see what's affecting the people, and not only, you know, making promises. So what they have actually done is make MP promises. They've got into parliament, and now they've put forward a platform where, you know, there's no change until, you know, the next 5 years. And the people, of course, have got no say in, you know, what has actually happened.
Let me just say something before Keino. You know, this craziness that we do every election, we're moving on. Forget it. All you saw losers. That's not the case. I am saying that you cannot start. You cannot.
That
wait.
This is not the time for us to say that we should go back into the past. And I'm well assured we cannot stop.
Hold on, Nickocy.
We cannot continue picking up for the people in that regard.
Nickocy, what I'm trying to say here is, and you're going to speak after this because you haven't gotten any chance to speak yet. But what I'm saying, you won the election 5 years ago. The minute you get into power, you start to shut down so many of our nation's resources. You shut down this, you shut down that. You throw people out of work. You didn't increase the labor force. And the minute you get back, and the first budget you bring, you come now to shut down more. You're not studying about the people who doesn't have a penny, who lost their job since you get into power first. Now you come back, you stay quiet during your campaign, and as soon as you come back the night, you say that we are in for difficult times, as if the times that we were in before the election weren't difficult times already. It may not have been difficult times for our government and their people and his family and his big boys and girls in the parliament, but it was always hard time for the people who work in for $600 a fortnight and $800 a fortnight, for people who cannot get their back pays, for people who can't get their incremental salaries run right. It wasn't good for the population. So here we are now.
We have to realize that these people made this choice, Mama Coco. This is the thing, that when you're dealing with a population and the population goes to vote, we have to remember that they made this choice. In 2 weeks in the United States, we are going to have a choice to make. I know what choice I'm going to make. Everybody knows what choice they're going to make. The whole reality is, are we prepared to live with the choice that
people didn't make a choice for what this budget brings. Trust me.
We selected, the people selected the government. And we have to accept But
why
Mama
why
Coco,
we
we have to
always going
accept. We
going
know,
to blame the people?
but the people, the votes were counted, and that's the decision that the people
They
made.
elected a
And
party. They didn't elect problems. You're not.
so,
Anyway,
but
let me go on to Nickocy. Nickocy, what you have to say about this? I hope your problem is better. Because Keino, we're coming right back to you.
I'm not arguing with you,
No, we're not arguing. I said coming
I
back
know,
to
I know,
you.
I'm not arguing.
This
Okay,
is a
yeah,
debate. No, no, no.
it is a debate. No, but
Don't
we
use
need.
the word argue. We don't argue on this show.
Okay,
We
but
debate.
what I'm trying to say
But
is
what I don't like to hear you say and other people say, why are we blaming the
To
people?
me, Mama
but
Coco,
No
you're gonna
one
be
doesn't
vexing me
want.
tonight.
but
You're
that's how
gonna
it
be vexing me
works.
tonight. You're gonna be vexing me as well.
That is how it
And
works.
I am not
I
angry
am
with
saying the
anybody.
same thing.
Speak
Yes.
your truth.
Uh,
Speak your truth. That's it. Speak your truth. That's
I
all.
I think it works on its majority rule. You know, we have a voting system where people, I think it should be, everyone should participate voting. It should be a law that everyone should vote. No, it's not a law, it's a choice. Okay? On the basis of that choice, you have parties campaign and the votes are counted. One party wins,
okay.
one
I can
party
talk.
loses.
I can talk now.
Yes,
Go
you
ahead.
can. Go ahead, Winston. Check the door. Yes, go ahead. Sorry about that. Share your point. I know you're having some internet problem. If not, we go back to Keino and then to Mr. DeFour.
So I'll jump back in while she's working on her internet problems. So it's a choice, and the votes get counted, and there's a winner and there's an opposition. It's unfortunate that
So
we are
I
still
can go
in
now.
this inherited system of thing where we
Right.
don't have
So I am
constitutional.
just going to briefly say we I agree with Kino because at the end of the day, in order for government to be elected, the people have to vote, and by the people voting, that's the choice they will have chosen for them to go there. Now, in earlier before made an opinion in regards to person.
Oh boy,
Yeah, she's breaking up really bad.
this Tobago. So we're gonna blame Tobago for your internet service, or it's just you?
Well, she's in Trinidad right now.
Well, whatever. Are we gonna blame Trinidad or are we gonna blame the
No,
internet?
well, but you see, it's more than, it's not just blame, and it's not even blaming the people, but it's just that this is a choice that was made, and because of the way our constitution is shaped, because of the way we are socialized to not have enough public say in governance and only holding them accountable at election time, this is the
No,
consequence of what
okay.
we get.
We blame it true. Listen, I have perfect internet service, perfect. I have perfect internet service. The internet service is high, but I do not know what is going on.
Well, it's the same way with the people. Same way with the people during an election. We are being fed certain things. We didn't choose. We didn't choose to run the election with politics and policies. We use race and tribe, and this is the result of what we
I
will
don't know
get.
why I'm here delay.
This is
Okay,
what
let
we
me
will
just say
get.
that.
So,
I don't
Mr.
know
DeFour,
but I hope you're there. I just
we
want
are
to
going
say
to
that
mute. We are going to mute Mr. Sorry about that. We're going to mute Ambassador Mike for a while until this internet, because we are 46 minutes and we still on the topics in the space whereby, you know, we have to separate policies, principles, and politics. You understand me? And if we are to blame the people for making choices which they wasn't given the chance to choose, because we didn't use politics, we didn't use manifesto, we didn't use a good argument or a good debate to know what the PNM have in their minds and on their minds to do to the people with this budget. Mr. DeFour, let us speak about the budget, the budget, the reactions of the budget, and where are we going to go with this kind of budget?
Well, I don't even know where to start where the budget is concerned. Where are we going to go? Let's start from the end, come forward. And where we're going to go is nowhere. We are going to find ourselves in greater debt. We are going to really hurt our economy, especially the private sector, primarily the middle class and you know, I would say the upper lower class aspiring entrepreneurs, new businesses, small businesses, personal businesses, individual businesses are going to suffer in a major way. And again, that stems from the people on the ground not having spending power. Now,
That's right.
that's the lifeblood of any country, especially if it's you know, taxation is a big part of your GDP, or how you assist in paying out certain bills and so on. Again, we've said this before, your mandate as a government is to ensure every man, woman, and child that is of the age of employment, you are to create an environment robust enough that is able to facilitate your citizenry being employed, where you can have a proper system within the inland revenue that can account for salaries and monies paid to the citizens, collecting your tax revenue and helping the nation on a whole. It's all about budgeting, you know. It's all
Helping the
numbers.
nation grow.
Exactly. The thing is that the problem that we really have is it's the same old players playing the game. It's the same people who is running the political scheme of things in Trinidad and Tobago. And the younger minds and younger voices and people who are thinking outside of the box are the ones that's being blocked at every level in getting themselves exposed. And again, Mama Coco, I have to take my hat off to you in creating such a platform like this. And I commend you on the work that you have done thus far with the interviews that you've had with your guests. A lot of young people I see you're bringing on and getting their opinions and their insight and their vision on things. And this is what we need. We need to understand what is on the minds of the people. What do the people want? And if we are able to identify that at every level, in every sphere, whether it be business-wise, whether it be social-wise, whether it be education-wise, what have you, the point is, it's not rocket science. It's simply knowing exactly what the people want. What can really help a man and his family, especially knowing where we are now as a nation, where our society is, how much of a spending power and a proper way of life our citizens have. We can determine exactly that. We can know what those numbers are. And we know as a government, as a people who is aiming to bring a level of change, like Mr. Keino was talking about. Yes, he's very, very correct saying that we have many areas where change have to be scrutinized and understood. The point is that it's holistic though. Everything needs to change from top to bottom. And the thing is that it's a matter of simply itemizing exactly the different areas that is of crucial importance to the population and bringing a level of difference of the monotony that we have been dealing with for the last 58 years. Identifying that and seeing how systematically we can have proper proposals, seeing how foolproof they can be, especially in our environment and with the resources we have. in making it a real reality for Trinidad and Tobagonians. Again, it's not hard. It's just a matter of the people who are really willing to do it is the ones who are being blocked and discredited and thrown under the bus at every angle and every way they can.
Mr.
I'm gonna
DeFour,
jump in
before
and say, can I jump in and say something, Mama Coco?
1 minute, Keino. I want this is your turn. Mr. DeFour, I just want everybody to stop and think of this rotational speech every time a party gets into power. The people vote that. It's good for them. Let them take where they get. They had a choice to make.
They don't have a choice.
But when they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice.
When you have a choice, but they're showing you that Oreo, being called an Oreo, could change the dynamic of your election. To be called a coolie could change the dynamic of an election. To be called a nigger can change who's talking in between? I don't know. Somebody shouldn't talk. I understand I'm shouting because somebody talking over what I am saying. What I am saying here now is that we have to stop this quality of politicking. We vote for you, okay. We make a mistake. But we didn't make a mistake to suffer. Blaming the people is making the politician get an escape. Then all that people would stop blaming them and just jump up on the people.
I would just say this little piece, it is the people's responsibility to keep whoever is in government, it doesn't matter who they are, whether it be PNM, UNC, PDP, whoever, it is the citizenry's responsibility to hold the government to task. And if they are not satisfied or happy with a bill or a change in law or protocol or what have you, it is the people's responsibility, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million strong, to stand up in the middle of Port of Spain in front of the parliament and letting the people that we have put there know to go back and rewrite what it is that they're trying to shove down the people's throat, make better sense of what it is they're presenting.
When you change the texture of the...
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead. I heard you.
Recently, Sprangalang, I can't remember his real name, but Sprangalang recently passed away. And I reviewing some of his work, and he came to New York, and one of the opening line of his show was greetings from the land of stupid. That was the opening line of his show.
Never laugh
greetings from the land of stupid.
I would never laugh that.
But listen, let me put it into context.
Sprangalang and them is the PNM of Trinidad. Don't worry with all of them,
if that's who they are, fine. That's who they are. If that's who they are, fine. But it said a lot, because the level of where the people are, the intellectual level of where the people are, because we take everything in Trinidad and Tobago and turn it into a joke. The most seriousness of things, we take it and turn it into a joke because we refuse to problem solve.
I know.
What he's saying is absolutely correct. Welcome to Trinidad. Welcome, greetings from the land of stupid. And then if you look at the policy directions of what's taking place currently in Trinidad and Tobago, number one, why do we have to call in the police from Barbados and the police from England to fix drug sussa money? Listen to the name of the investment thing, drug sussa. Oh my God, just give the thing a better name in the first place. You understand? But greetings from the land of stupid.
I understand Sprangalang, right? Because people in Trinidad and Tobago are stupid enough to go spend all their money to listen to him talking bullshit. And two, he live all the time. He even fix his mouth, fix his teeth. But people have to run to go and listen and watch it. So he right to call it that he came from the land of stupid. What I'm saying, we getting distraction here still. Because if you could bring in,
I'm back.
If you could bring in.
But what I'm trying to say,
I know, Keino, but if you could
This
bring
is
in
the
police,
culture.
I understand you. We're gonna keep this show going. But what I am saying, if you could bring in police, I ain't going with all them things there with Susu. If you could bring in police for the money that missing in the Tobago House of Assembly. And then we're gonna know you're really serious about corruption and crime. Don't distract the people. That is a high form of distraction.
But then it's the population's responsibility to make that happen.
Why are we
It's not
blaming
the
the people?
money. There's so much corruption going on in Trinidad and Tobago.
So the population has a responsibility to hold the government accountable.
Keino, why you?
There you go again.
Yes, the population has a responsibility to hold
But
the
we
government
holding them
accountable.
responsible, but who going to jail?
Responsible.
Yes,
Have we
Keino.
got a platform to hold them responsible?
They have to set up the scheme. You can't have the Attorney General. You can't have the Attorney.
Keep the money to the thief then.
You can't have the Attorney General is your best friend. You can't have the Go ahead, Lue-Ann.
What I'm saying is, I look at Trinidad and Tobago, particularly Tobago. Let's work our way through the development of Tobago. There's so much going on. There's so much accusations. And the thing about it is, if we often wonder, with all these accusations going on, why haven't we invited the police, then to investigate? Why are we focused on one set of issues? So when we have people in different political parties that are creating problems, money is going missing, corruption going on, we are only focused on one set of issues. And yes, the people have to be held accountable. We have to get to that process where we can stand and be counted and, say to the government, what you're doing is not right. We have to start, it's like the people in Trinidad and Tobago are afraid of protesting. Look across the world when people
exactly. That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Too many divisions.
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
We can't
but here's what I'm saying. There has to be a better understanding.
No, Keino, stop them.
Listen.
Keino, my dear. The police service belongs to the government.
Of course.
The laws that we are living under is very, very, very colonial. It's from quite up there. Everything has to stop.
And this is the reason why I just get upset with people your age and my mother's age, Mama Coco, because you guys have accepted this.
Not me. Not
right.
Mama Coco.
Well, but
stop. No, Mama Coco.